cool. All right, here we go. Man, it's real quiet down here. If I could put, I don't know. Maybe I can. Oh, let's see. I could probably jam on something. No, I can't because I got that plugged in. Huh? Probably be a while before anybody shows up anyway. So, I haven't played this. It's brand new. Hey, what's up, Jack? You sent me mail? You didn't need to do that, brother. You know I love you. That's why I did it. I didn't do it to deserve something back, man. Don't ever think that, man. You know how I am. I'm a good old country boy. Don't think I'm not. Just because I'm a minister don't mean I ain't a good old country boy. You know how it works. You know, there's a few of us that hang out. We know how it works, right? You take care of you, Jack. I do it because I love you. I don't do it because I look for something in return. But there is one thing that I want, and I haven't been able to get. And I've been wanting it for 25 years. And, well, actually, many years ago, I had an eagle feather that I got from the reservation. Because the one that was passed down in the family on my dad's side, somehow, I don't know how it got lost or who ended up with it or whatever, but it actually came from the reservation a long, long, long time ago. So I tried to get another eagle feather, but you can't possess an eagle feather unless you have documentation or you receive it from another tribal member. So it's been a very difficult task for me. I lost touch with my friends out in Arizona. Her and her husband a few years ago. They split up and they got a little crazy, and I really didn't want to get between them. You know, I love them to death, both of them, and I really didn't want to get between the two of them. You know what I mean? Pulling favorites. So, but her uncle was an Indian chief, and she was working on getting me one, but it never, nothing ever came to fruition. So, but it's the one thing that I always wanted because I want to do a mural because I have a walking stick. I have a real dream catcher that was made by Princess Redwing's granddaughter, and it was done on the morning of the solstice. The reed was picked and everything was made the proper way that it's supposed to be done. But I have a real one upstairs, not some fake and baked plastic one that somebody wanted to make. I mean, I have a real dream catcher. So, but that's the one thing that I really want. I can get blacktail, I can get red-tailed hawks and all that stuff, but I just really always wanted to have an eagle feather. But I appreciate it, but you didn't have to do that. That sounds off, doesn't it? Oh, that's a heavy pick. No wonder why. You looking for hawk feathers? Well, I have 2 hawk nests on my property, red-tailed hawk nests. And if I run across some hawk feathers, I will make sure that I send you out one. You can be guaranteed that. Oh, I don't need no turkey feathers. They're not the same. I got enough turkey feathers in my life. But I do have 2 red-tailed hawk nests. One's up front and one's out back. And if I can ever find any, I'll make sure that you get one. Okay? And you won't have to remind me of that because I've been looking for my eagle feather forever. And they're off the endangered species list, so I should be able to get one. Nice guitar, huh? This is an Elvis Presley. Oh, you sell the turkey at the trade lot? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. It's a nice sounding guitar, huh? This is a Fender. Elvis Presley. I bought this years ago. God, what year did I buy this? Oh Lord, I can't even remember. Shoot. I have to put my glasses on, but God, this has got to be probably 10 years ago, maybe? I don't know. I can't remember. 2012. Well, so almost 10 years ago. There's a little picture of him. On the inside, there's a special signature product right there. It says Elvis Kingman. But it's an absolutely beautiful guitar. Book matched back, spalted. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I painted it, of course. But, yeah, it's a nice guitar. I just figured I'd play a few tunes before we got into whatever we're going to get into. As you guys can tell, old Reverend Bob has definitely been working, right? And I've been trying not to do too much because if I go more than 2 hours out in the shop or out doing anything, guys, I'm telling you, I'm paying for it. My back is screaming. And, and I'm not the type of guy that takes a bunch of pain medicine and all that crap. I take it, but, I take it as it's prescribed, and I've been taking it so long, I know that I need probably something stronger, but I just, I hate to hear most doctors, if they really understood the pain that people are in, look, I understand that there are people out there that abuse pain medicines, right? I get it, okay? People abuse a lot of things, not just that. Hell, people abuse coffee, they abuse sex, they abuse drinking, they abuse, whatever, they abuse it. Eating freaking devil dogs. But for the people who really need it, we have to suffer because of the other idiots in this world that are just looking for the next high. And I don't know what the hell they're running from, but, hey, look, I get it. But for the ones of us, I wish we could take some kind of lie detector test or something before we had to ask for it. And then they'd know, just plug into us and, they see the pain scale is on like 11. But I don't. I just do what I do, and I just, get myself a little bit of rest time in. I take a couple naps a day, I've been longing for your love. How can I find you through all the darkest days? Everything's gonna change me. Everything's gonna be alright. I believe you, and I'll know that you're gone. How can we see you when you're hiding in the darkness every night? And we know that it ain't gonna be true. Oh girl, just be you. Oh, all right. Used to take a lot of naps. Well, here's my thing. Eric, I learned something. Um, Naps are good. My grandpa used to get up in the morning, go downstairs, do a little bit, come back upstairs. I could tell you his routine every day, except on the weekend. It's a little different. But he'd come back upstairs, he'd make himself some oatmeal, have a banana, have a cup of coffee. He used to make his coffee in the percolator. The old percolators. And then he'd get done, he'd go to the bathroom, come out, go put his shoes on, get his jacket out of the hallway closet, right? Make sure the lights were off and all the doors were locked before he left. And my grandmother generally would be up, give her a kiss, and off he went. When he'd come home, he'd go to the bathroom, come out of the bathroom. Then he'd have some cheese and crackers and some soup asada, soupy, which is like a hard sausage, Italian sausage. And then have a couple beers with my grandma, and then they'd split a beer. And then he'd go in and lay down, take a nap, get back up, go to the bathroom, come out of the bathroom, and then he'd either go downstairs and work or go out in the garden and do gardening or whatever. And then at 6 o'clock or whatever, he'd be back in for dinner. And I could tell you his routine because his routine never changed. Me, I can't be like that. I change up my routine once in a while. I like naps, for sure. Absolutely. Man's got to take some naps. And it's good for you, too. My doctor, one of my doctors, he's not my primary care physician, but he's a friend of mine. God, we've done all kinds of stuff all over the place. And he used to tell me, it's good to take naps, Bob. I wish I could take more naps like you. Prolongs your life. It's good for your body to relax. So, I don't know. Guess he's got to know something. He's an old goat, too. He's like 75, 80 years old now, probably. All right. Well, I hope everybody's week's going good. I've been kind of busy. I don't know if you guys seen my video that I put out earlier. Let me get you up here a little bit more. My video that I put up earlier, got that Lakota 300. I finally got that out of there. Man, that was a pain in the butt, too, by the way. Got that out. And I'm going to rebuild the whole thing, but I want to ride now, I want to ride it now. So, I'm thinking about just picking up a 212 motor and, sprocket for the front, sprocket for the rear, and a new 420 chain. And just go for it for right now, And I can always swap it back out because I'm not going to modify anything else on it, It's not how I roll. I'll just put that on there for the time being, and till I get the other motor fixed. Put all the parts and everything in a big box. And I guess if somebody needs it, then I'll sell it to them. Well, you have plenty of time for naps. You just don't take them. You got to learn, there, poet, to take a little time for yourself. Now, seeing that you're in here, I will tell you that there's a package going to be sent out tomorrow. And it's a very, very expensive package. Just letting you know. About $1,500 worth of stuff in that package. So, I hope you enjoy it. Because you're spoiled. But you spoil me and my channel and my people, so I'm going to spoil you back. Some stuff that you would never buy for yourself. So, I just want to let you know it's on its way. Not just you, but I sent something out special for CLMK too. Because you both deserve it. People who help the channel, I like to do a little extra special stuff. Not that I need a pat on the back or anything like that, because that's not what I'm looking for. You know me. But I like to do extra special stuff for you guys. And I don't like you to know about it. But I'm telling you about this one because, by God, I'd shit my pants. Anyway, what's up, Nick? Good evening, good day, and good night. Take care. Anyway, I wanted you to know about that. It'll be shipped tomorrow, so be on the lookout for it. And I got some other things going on for some of the members of the channel that support the channel too. I'm going to be making some very special things for those people too. I believe that, everybody that supports deserves some special stuff. And it seems that we're in a kind of the price of silver is coming down. It went down to $23 and some cents. So as it keeps coming down, once the sell prices start coming down a little bit, then I'll stop buying a little bit, and we'll have auctions once or twice a month. But I don't really see the need for it right now. In the wintertime, gives us something a little more to do, and people generally can use a little more help in the wintertime, through Christmas seasons and stuff like that. So, I got one last thing that I'm doing for Easter. But hopefully, I get my stimulus check in, and that should cover for all of my people that I need to take care of during Easter. So I should be right around, $1,500 or so. So hopefully my stimulus check and the other stuff will take care of that, and I'll be able to support them. Give them a little extra something special, because it's been tough for some people, and I just think that's the right thing to do. But outside of that, I think that I'm just going to back down and only take care of a couple of my charities up until, probably around October, and then maybe I'll go back to 4 days a week. 4 days a week. Yeah, no, thank you. 4 days a month, something like that. Maybe I'll do them on different days, but I know that they're getting a little money and they're getting a little more support, and so you don't want to overdo it, because then they expect it, right? So, but some charities I give all the time to, for kids and stuff. Just letting you guys know why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'd rather do some teaching and have fun and just shoot crap, so that people don't think we're just a coin channel and trying to sell stuff and, do whatever. But when there is deals, I'm going to be picking them up. So that way we have, in case something does go sideways or crazy, we'll have a little something for collectability. And on that note, I want to say something to everybody. People were saying, oh, I bought all this silver, and now the price is going down and it ain't worth nothing. Well, here's the thing. If you notice, the things that I put up for auction on my channel are things that really don't lose value, because they have a numismatic value to it, not just an intrinsic value. Plus it's old, plus it's hard to get. These things that I sell are collectible things, right? And they're always worth what they're worth, right? If somebody wants to sell them for less of a price, that's on them. But I like to sell those things because that way people don't lose interest in collecting, and the hobby of collecting. And they know that they're not losing their money. You know what I mean? They're investing in something that is worth what it's worth. Some things lose their money, and it all depends on how the market wants to roll, but it ain't going to lose all of its money. You know what I mean? So don't be so worried about what those numbers do for what the value of spot is, because that has no real bearing on what we collect, right? And we set the price, right? Collectors set the price, not that market, not the fake market, okay? Because really, there's not enough silver and gold and platinum and palladium in the world for everybody, okay? There's not enough for everybody. It really isn't. So, yeah. I got one, Jack. I got 20 of them. I got 20 of them in a roll upstairs. Guy had a the guy had a roll, and God, well, how long ago was that, George? I bought them. You remember a couple months ago, right? Was it 3 or 4 months ago I bought them? I think it was 3 or 4 months ago I bought them. Uh, can't remember what I paid for. It was somewhere between $900 and $1,000 I paid for that. The 20 roll for 20 roller. So anyway, if you need one, let me know, and I'll get one out for you. All right. But I do have 2020 Eagle bullions. Yes, I do have some. So as long as you pay for the shipping, I'll look up and see what it was. But you can have it for whatever I paid for it plus shipping. Okay. If you need one for your book. Just remind me. You always buy more than enough, right? Except gold. Oh my God. Anyway, what was I going to say? So anyway, I was working on a Lakota, and then I was like, I think I'm just going to put the 212 on there, change the sprocket, because it's much easier, right? So I'll probably end up selling another guitar or something to pay for that. And I'll probably just put another motor on it. For right now, until I have the time. Because I got so many irons in the fire right now. I got to, finish some shingling. I got to finish finishing up some stuff on the roof. For the bump out for the enclosed deck. And then I got trash to pick up. I got trash everywhere. I got to pick up the trash. A lot of it was left by the people years ago, 6 years ago when I bought the property. So I got to get rid of that stuff. So I'm going to get a dumpster out here and do that. And then I got to take down the old fence out back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to half fence it because I got to fix the barn out back. I got to fix the lean-to on it. I'm going to make it double wide. I'm going to extend it out from what it was and get that fixed and just lay I'm going to box it in and put stone in it, and that way, and I'll probably put a 2-inch cap on it or something like that so we can work on vehicles out there, tractor or whatever else we need to work on the farm. Then I got to finish the track and a few other things. So. Hey, what's up, CLMK? How you doing? How goes the battle? I was just telling George I'm mailing you out a special gift from me to you, and George a special gift. Well, his is gifts, pluralized, out to him. Just thank you for everything that you guys done last year and this year so far for, the people that I helped, because they really appreciate it too. So I wanted to make sure that you guys got something very special from me, because you guys are very special people. And, on the true spot, you guys have become really good friends of mine. And I just wanted to say thank you. What was I saying? Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do with the four-wheeler. I'm just going to stick that 212 in there and hot rod it a little bit. And it'll be good enough for around the yard, for Mary or something, she can just putt around. And then hopefully maybe this summer I'll have some of my family over. I'd like to eventually, maybe one day, get some of, the guys that in the family that come out on the channel to come out to the farm and, have a wing ding out here, hot dogs and hamburgers, and play some horseshoes and badminton. I got a basketball hoop out there. And who knows? Who knows what we can do? Ride four-wheelers and mini bikes. And who knows? Drink some beer. But Eventually, I'd like to do that. I don't know when, but eventually in the next couple of years, I'd like to do that. But we'll see. We'll see. Well, CLMK, you know those are wasted type words because with me, you're not going to tell me what to do, just like nobody's going to tell you what to do. So save it. Tough. You're going to get it anyway. And if you refuse it, you'd be mad at yourself for refusing it. Now, I can give it to somebody else if you'd like me to, but, I don't think that you would be very happy that I gave it to somebody else. You would probably be a little jelly afterwards, so. Anyway, so I got some different stones, and I'll show you something. So sometimes people get confused on stones. I want to just kind of get into this part first. All right. So I'm going to show you some things tonight. Maybe you knew, maybe you didn't know. If you didn't know, then well, you're about to learn. So I'm going to put a pile of turquoise out. And I'm going to put another pile of something out, which I'm not going to say what it is. But there's two different piles here. I'm going to show you these two different piles. Now, God, my brain just locked up. Give me a second. Old age, CRS. I totally forgot what I was going to say. You guys ever have that moments where you just totally forget what you were going to say? I don't know what it is. The older I get, I have those moments for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, so replaceable stones. All right, so let me show you something. Take it down here and show you this. So there's two piles of stones here, right? We got this pile here, and then we got this pile here, right? See the two piles of stones? You see how similar they look? In color? Well, this stone here can be misrepresented by this or misunderstood for this. This is actually Arizona turquoise. Okay? And this isn't. Can you guys tell me what this is? Can you see the lines in it? Oh, it's called a brain fart. Yeah, I probably get brain farts a couple times a day. Can you guys tell me what kind of stone this is? Can you see it? See the lines in it? I'll tell you like this. They put it in a lot of men's jewelry. It's a very hard stone, too. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what the stone is. But tonight, I'm going to put it on the lap, and I'm going to show you what it turns out to be and what it looks like after I lap it. Okay? And then you guys can tell me. But remember something about this stone. It's very dangerous because it's copper bearing. Okay? It's very dangerous to cut this stone unless it's wet. It can kill you. Everybody must get stoned. Well, I'm not into stone. I guess I could. No, it's not topaz. Nope, it's not. It's not topaz. But it is a green stone, and it comes out with lines in it, black lines. And this is AAA grade too, by the way. Oh no, you don't lick this. No, it's not beryllium. It's not beryllium. Think of another stone that's mostly men wear this stone. You can find this in Afghanistan, mostly in Afghanistan, India, a lot of it in India. What do you think this stone is? Probably can pull it up on the internet and just put green stones. Think about it for a minute. It could be in the same family as jasper, but it's not jasper. It's hard like jasper, though. But it has copper in it. And its dust is highly dangerous. And you really got to know what you're doing when you're cutting this. Because if you cut it dry, and you cut too much of it, it can make you very sick and kill you. But if you look, they sure do look alike, don't they? Sure do look alike. We'll come back to that. Anyway, so we got those two. Now, all right. Now, let me put you guys down here. I'll make this a little easier. So, firstly, we got, it is malachite. Yes, that's exactly what it is. You're right. That's the correct answer. It is malachite. And you'll see what it's known for when I put it on the lap. You'll see the colors come out. But that's a very good guess. It's malachite. Okay, so we got this stone, right? Anybody tell me what they think this stone is? Any guesses? Anybody guess what this stone might be? I'll put it down here so you guys can get zoomed right in. Nope, it's not onyx. I'll flip it around this way for you too. Nope, it's not quartz. Matter of fact, let me do this. And I'll do this. Yeah. It is opals. That's correct. They are opals. Now, most people don't know that opals come in different types of matrices and different colors, right? These are just some, right? But opals come in many different colors. Some of them are translucent like this. See how beautiful that is? But when you feel it, right? When you feel this, translucent one, it feels almost like soap. It really does. You love oysters? It's opals, not oysters. You fruit bag. But they're beautiful. Now upstairs, which I forgot to bring them down, I have some chocolate opals. And if you guys want, I'll run upstairs real quick and I'll grab the chocolate opal and show you what that looks like. You guys want me to run up there real quick and show you, bring it down so I can show you what a chocolate opal looks like? You guys want, I'll run upstairs real quick and grab the chocolate opals. Show you what that looks like. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Grab one of those chocolate opals. Ugh. I ain't gonna run. I'm gonna walk real fast. Ugh. Here we go. All right. I'm back. Did y'all miss me? Probably not, huh? You guys didn't miss me. All right. Let me show you something. Let me show you what top grade malachite looks like. This is called bullseye malachite. Look at that. Bullseye malachite. This is very expensive. I mean, super, super expensive. Bullseye malachite. Stone cost me $325 for that stone. But it's the best of the best. That's 40 grams. A friend of mine gave it to me. It's some of the most beautiful malachite I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, I want to show you guys that. But let me show you these chocolate opals. Now, if you're afraid to spend money, I'm going to tell you to leave right now because, well, because you might like it and want to buy it. Because I liked it and I bought it. This guy's here is, this is chocolate opal. Prepare yourself. This is chocolate opal. And this is in its host rock. It's got blues and greens and oranges and reds in it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely. So this is called the chocolate opal. I got another one here. Hold on a second. Yeah, get it out. I wonder how many times we can get him to go up those stairs. Yeah, what? Well, probably a lot because my gemstones are mostly up there. I have a few down here. Most of them upstairs. And CLMK can tell you, Old Rev's got some rocks, huh? I showed her a sneak peek one time. And here's another one. Show you guys this one. Now, this is a mystery rock. Hey, Newsmatic. I didn't see him in here. You see Newsmatic in here? I didn't even see him. Now, you see this? See how it's hidden behind there? It's hidden behind this. This host rock is still on it. You see that? But I knew that there was something hidden back there. You see those little purples and blues back there? See them? This host rock is still in front of it. So it's a mystery rock because I don't know if that host goes through it or not. So I'm going through a box of pennies. Yeah, I got a box of pennies coming too, Jack. I didn't even see Newsmatic in here. I don't know how you see him. I don't see him. Maybe he's not showing up on my. Let's see. Oh, there he is. Hey, what's up, Newsmo? What's going on, brother? They had me running up the stairs to get a rock. So maybe what we'll do is we'll cut this stone first to see if we can get into that and see what's behind it. What do you guys say? Want me to try to face this rock and see if we can find out what's in there? That'll be the first one that ever hits the stone. What do you guys think? I know there's got to be something great behind it. I can see it. But what do you guys say? Should I do it? Should I cut into this bad boy? Should this be the first stone that I put on that lap? You guys tell me. Do you want this to be it? Or do you want me to start cutting one of these turquoise? Which one? This one or this one? Opal or turquoise? One or the other's hitting it first because I always do that. You guys vote. 8 boxes of pennies. Wow. So you guys want me to do the opal or the turquoise? You guys decide. Don't matter to me. It's up to you. I'm doing this for you guys. Okie dokie. All right. Well, Poet wants turquoise. Well, majority rules. So far we got 2 opals. All right. We'll do the opal one. All right. So let me put these other opals away for the time being. So I don't want the rocks to fall down and hit my rocks. That was a funny, by the way. All right, put this one here. Somebody's messaging me. I have no clue why they're messaging me, but they are. All right, put these opals down here. Push these aside because I might cut one of those later. Yeah, that's a giveaway. I gotta change my glasses. Change my glasses. And I'm gonna try to see if I can get you guys up here on the lap. Oh yeah. Hi Gail. How you doing? What's going on? How goes the battle? So the first stone we're gonna cut is an opal. Oops. All right, we're on. I gotta let it warm up. I guess I really don't need the light right now because it'll mess you guys up. Oh, can you guys see everything all right? Can you guys see this lap okay? Make sure you guys can see all right. I want to make sure because I don't want you to miss this part. This is important. Yes, I'm moving the coffee, Grandpa. Or Grandma. All right. Let me change. Did I change my glasses already? Yeah, I did change my glasses. Yeah, I'm getting old. All right. Here we go. Now, if you notice, the lap is not really running that fast, okay? And my reason for that is you don't want to overdo it. And when you set your drip, right? I hope I can do this without. If you notice, I got a fast drip on there, and all I want it to do is be a slow drip. Okay? And what you want to do is you want to center the point of where the water's coming down to where mostly you're going to be cutting your stone. So if you're using the center of your lap, right, you want to center it there. Now, some people think that you got to have it really fast, but you don't. You see how that's dripping? That's plenty. It's actually a little bit too much. That's about right. You see how that drip's coming down there? About one every 2 seconds or so. Hey, what's up, Dove? Yep, this is a new toy. Um, Old Soul Poet and CLMK chipped in and helped me bought this. I actually went a little overboard and spent a lot of money, but whatever. So you want your drip about like that, okay? Now, here's where the drip changes, depending, because this is a soft stone, right? This is an opal, and it's a soft stone. So you really don't need your drip going too fast. Other stones, like harder stones, like your corundums, which is, your sapphires, your rubies, your emeralds, those I tend to run. Let me fix this angle here. Those I tend to run a little bit more water, and the reason why is I don't like to get the diamonds because this is all diamond, right? I don't like to get it all gunked up. So here we go. So opals I don't use on a doping stick, right? And if I was going to wanting to get into this host rock, I would have took most of this off on a sander because I have a sander with it's impregnated with sapphire that I'd take most of that off. But we're not doing that. We're just, and what you do is you just place the stone on top of there and you just work the stone little by little. Now I gotta get shoot, you know what? I wasn't hold on, I gotta go get a cloth. I'm really picky about how I do this. So yeah, I gotta run back up the stairs. Okay. All right, here we go. Sorry about that, but I just like to do things a certain way. I had to get a sock, an old sock. So, as you can see from just that little bit of cut, you see how you don't want to take too much off. Now, what we're looking at here is because we got a break right here. You see this little break? Here, let me get a. You see this little break right here in this opal? See how when it cracked, the egg cracked, how you got a little dip? So what you got to take into consideration is the matrix of the opal, right? The actual opalized part of this stone is in the center. Now, this dip is on the outside, which is fine. So if we're just going to get to the crystallization portion of it, we just don't want to get down in here. So we want to concentrate mostly up in this area and then go down. We don't want to edge down into here because then we'll start cutting into this. I mean, we're eventually going to get into it, but we want to go as even as possible. So always remember that. Look at your stone. And whenever you got a host rock, make sure you don't weigh that way if it breaks like that, okay? Stay on the high side. Don't go on the low side because then you're going to take most of the good stuff off, which we got to get down in there anyway. But now, faceting chocolate opal is the biggest pain in the rectum that you've ever faced in your life. Anybody that's ever cut chocolate opal will tell you that. So, well, maybe not everybody, but most people. All right, here we go. You see how that host rock is starting to fill up? I'll show you. You see that? See the brown spot? See how it's light on the inside and brown here? So what you want to do every so often is take yourself a cloth and run it across there and try to clean some of that out. Otherwise, what happens is it gunks up your diamonds. Let me put that drip up a little bit more. Now, generally, people don't cut opals on a flat. I've learned to do it. It takes a little while to get used to. If you guys are wondering how many grit I'm using 1,000 grit lap right now. This is a lap. Let me stop this for a minute and I'll show you. So I should have told you guys this in the first place, but underneath this is what they call a master lap. Okay. And it's a thick piece of, it could be steel or aluminum, and it has to be precise. And then on top of that, you put your lap. Now, laps range in different grits. And they're different prices. I've been buying these laps from THK for a long time. Yeah, I don't even know how many years of it. I have 100 grit that I just bought. This is a 100 grit one. And I got a 3,000 grit and then 1,000 grit. Now, you can see this is a 100 grit. You can really see the diamonds in this one. This one's really take a lot of rock off, right? And then this one here is 1,000. And then this one here is 3,000. So if you really want to rip something, you use the 100. There really ain't no sense in doing that because it takes a lot of toast off. Then you have this. This is 0.25 micron. All right. Let me get that working. And you can see this. You see this? This is diamond lapping paste, right? Yeah, that's what she said too, Jet. So this is THK diamond 0.25 micron diamond lapping paste. Okay, I'll show you in another video sometime in the future what I do with this. Okay, I'll show you what I do with this. This is expensive because that's all diamond. You know, you can imagine. But well, if I'm going to teach you the. And remember, I'm teaching you my way. I'm not teaching you, Joe Blow from Kokomo's way. I'm teaching you the Reverend Bob's way. So anyway, let's get back to doing this stone here. Nice and slow. Now, when it runs a little dry, let me slow this baby down a little bit here. If you run your lap too fast, a couple of things happen. One, it gets really gunky. I'll show you. Controlling this rock on that fast, I'm showing you guys something. Pay attention. You hear that? You're probably saying, what is that? I'm going to show you. When this lap isn't tight, it'll do that. Let me show you. You see how that was only finger tight? Remember, if you ever hear that sound, it's because your lap's loose. See? See that beautiful lap underneath there? Nice, huh? So just remember that. If you hear that weird sound, it's because your lap is loose. Now, the thing about this is, if you look, it's a left-handed thread. So you want to make sure that, and I know I'm using an old pair of pliers because that's what I've always done. Just make sure that you do that right. And check and make sure it doesn't have to be overly tight, you know. Just letting you know that. You don't have to have your lap overly tight. So just keep that into consideration. But if you hear that little wackling like that, that's what that means. If you don't learn, then you won't know. See how I'm just working it nice and light? All right. Let's take a peek and see what we got here. All right, here we are so far. Get a little bit of this water on here so you can see it better. So, you see the opal? See how we're starting to get into the inner part of it? Now, if you look, we're starting to get into it, right? And it seems like some of this host is starting to work its way out, right? See how the host is in the crystal itself? If we get lucky, this host won't go all the way through and we'll get a nice crystal. If we're unlucky, well, then I'll have to go take a different measure, right? So we're getting there little by little. And if you look, you see how we still got this edge down here? See how this chip off? See how it's starting to work its way out? And it's nice and flat here? That's what you want to do. Just remember that. Always work on your high side. That way you take off less of the crystallization. Because you don't know how deep this is going to go because you can't see through the other side, right? So just remember that. Take it nice and slow and work it your way down in there. Don't try to do it fast. Going too fast end up costing you money. Trust me when I tell you. I'll tell you one thing right now. This thing is wonky. Here we go. Here we go. And we're off. Now, if you look, I have two fingers on the opal, right? If you look, my fingers are like this. You see how I got this finger supporting this thumb right down here? You see that? When I put it down. Because if you don't think that you can't put that rock down there and it ain't going to shoot out, you got another thing coming. You got to control this. Now, what sometimes you can do if you're going to keep your fingers on there too long, what I do is I coat the tops of my fingers, and I know other lapidaries that do it too, with super glue, where it might be touching the lap itself, because it will, trust me. So just remember that. And I mean, you're going to shoot rocks, and rocks are going to hit the sides, and they're going to fling all over the room, and you're going to lose them, and you're going to get mad, and you're going to get pissed. Trust me. Everybody does it. I still do it. When I get in a rush. I used to have a 6-wheel machine, but I had to sell it. And they're too damn expensive to buy now, so I don't have $1,500 to go buy one of them bad boys. But that's the actual right machine to have for opals. Oh, it's starting to look a little colorful. We're getting there, little by little. You just got to work it, right? Just like your boss for a raise, you got to work it. And work it. And work it a little more. You know? You know what I mean? It's like working the government to give you some money. Well, everybody else gets a stimulus. You're still working it to get yours. And if you look, see how I'm moving back and forth like that? I can just keep it at one spot. But the reason why I do that is it keeps your lap even. All right? Now, how you know you're on your water and how you know when you're dry? Because when you move it out, it'll start chattering and it'll start catching. That's how you know you're in a dry spot. All right? So just remember that. You'll hear the difference and you'll feel the difference. All right, let's see where we're at here. Are we getting any closer? Oh, yeah. We're starting to get there now. All right, you see? You guys see that? See how we're getting to the center? See how we're working that out? See how we're getting a lot of that out? Oh, he's tighter than McScrooge? Geez, I'm glad I don't work for that guy. See how we're getting it out? See how most of that host rock is starting to come out of there? You guys see that? I have to wet it because, my God, I wish you could. There we go. Now we're starting to get into it, right? See that? All right. Here we go. Back to grinding. This song's for Joe. I don't know where that old geezer is tonight. I figured he'd be on here by now. Now remember, this is a 1,000 grit lap, so you're not going to be able to see through it right away. That's what the diamond compound's for, is to buff it out later on. What I'm going to do is try to get a little bit of an edge around here. Now, my reason for that is so I can hold on to it, because once it gets too flat, it's hard to hold on to it in its present condition. So what I'm doing is I'm just free-forming it. You guys bored yet? I keep seeing specks of green. Yes, it is. That is correct. You'll see greens and blues and purples and reds and pinks. Pretty much any color under the rainbow you'll see in an opal. The more red, I notice, it depends on the type of opal it is too. Not all opals are created equal. There's different species. I can't even remember how many species of opal there's. There's a lot, like 18, 19, 20, something like that. I don't know. It's been a long time since I looked all that stuff up. Just remember, you can always take a little more off. So, take your time when you're trying to cut any stone. Now, your harder stones, like your sapphires, your rubies, your diamonds, it takes a lot more to cut them, right? So you're less likely to take a lot of stone off, right? But on your softer ones, you want to take your time. Just remember that. Just take your time, take a little bit off, take a look at it. Don't be in a rush. If you're in a rush, this is not the type of business you want to get into. And if you look, now it's oval, right? See? Now it's round. But if you look, I'm creating an edge along the side. So that way when I put it down, I got something to grab onto. It's easier when you're going like this with an opal, but It's flat lapping it. Flat lapping. Yeah, Lightning Ridge, black opals, most expensive opals in the world. Lightning Ridge. This is actually what's called a chocolate opal. They're hard to facet, I can tell you that. Now, when you start getting down close, that's when you got to take your time, guys. Hey, this looks like a guy's face. All right, let me wet this opal and show you what we got. Look. Get back here. We got some different colors going on in there. See them greens and reds in there? Starting to get most of that host rock out. We only got a little bit left, if you notice. Here, let me wet it again. Where's my thing? If you notice, you only got a little speckosaurus right there. See it? Right there in the center. And you got to be careful. Got to make sure you don't heat these rocks up either. Okay? So, I'll really show you the stone and what it looks like afterwards, but because it's kind of hard. Oh, there you go. See a little bit on the edge. So, we'll take it down a little bit more. And see what we get. Now, once I get that out of the way, then I'm going to change the lap to a 3000. And then what I've done, I've pretty much preformed it. And then I get ready to do whatever I'm going to do with it. Whether I'm going to facet it or leave it like this. Because I could actually put it in something like this if I wanted to. And leave it in its host rock. I can do that. And I just may do that. Now, we're almost there. We're very, very close. I'm going to give it a little bit more, and then I think what I'll do is I might do a little facets, little freeform facets on the side out of its host rock. Why not, right? Who says we can't do that? Little itty bitty more. Oh my God, there's like a micro speck in there. Micro, like, micro, like a micro devil dog. I think we're there. There's like one little speck in there. Yeah, there's like a little micro speck in it. So, let me show you guys. Now, you got to be careful when you're cutting an opal because you don't know where the color layer leaves, right? So you got to be careful. See the colors in there? So now what do we do? Well, now I'm going to just do a little freeform faceting. Why not, right? freeform facets. Now, look, no, you don't ever want to put these on a docking stick. I can tell you that. This opal is really soft. I mean, you could. There is a way to do it, but it's tricky. All I'm doing is putting some freeform facets in there, nothing special, because it really has no meaning except for I want to do it. You know, the thing about when you're cutting stones is you can have an imagination, right? You gotta remember the guy whoever started it many thousands and thousands of years ago, you know, cutting gems, he was just experimenting, right? So it's okay for you to experiment. Just fine. Just go for it, right? Because I'm gonna the higher I go up in grit, and the more defined that those facets are going to become anyway. So. Now, if you notice, I'm putting the edge on here because it'll help protect the stone. If it has a thin edge, it's really easy to chip. And already being a soft stone, you'd probably be up against the wall. Now remember, you always have a lot of waste on a stone, you know. A lot of people don't realize that, but when you're cutting stones, it's always so much waste. I mean, it's crazy how much waste you get out of a stone. You know, people get this big old honking rocker. I got one of these. Well, when you get down to a size that actually looks great, and then you got to know, you know, what do you want out of the stone? Do you want bulk? Or do you want something that looks cool? Or are you searching for something when you're cutting the stone? I mean, sometimes you see a person's face, or you might see a bear, or a snake, or an eagle. Or you never know what you're going to find, right? So you have to explore that. Because you could cut a stone, it looks really cool, and you can see a bear or a face or something. Like this one looks like a portrait of a lady's head, which is quite odd, actually. If you look, kind of looks like a lady, don't it? Looks like a lady, like a Morgan lady. Look at that. It's like a lady's head, don't it? Pretty neat, huh? Look at that. Sweet Jesus. It looks like a lady, don't it? Looks like it to me. There's some nice colors in it, huh? Anyway. All right, let me tighten this up a little bit. Pretty good. A little speck on the side. All right. Getting down on the water. All right, let's let it rip here for a second. Clean this lap up. Always make sure you clean your lap, guys. Put a little extra water on there. Soak this down. All right. There we go. Good. All right. All right, I'm almost out of water, too. Oh, that was good timing. All right. Shut that off. And we'll show you what we got so far. Because I'm going to have to change the lap. Now, let me get it wet. All right, so we got some sparkling in there. Got sparkling in there. We lost a little bit of it. There's still some in there. It really depends on the angle that you're looking at it, too. And then I kind of did a free-form facet on the back. Nothing special. Free-form. Okay? So, we're that far, right? So, let's change this lap. So this was 1,000 grit that we started with. Now, remember, depending on whether they're using steel or aluminum, just remember, you want to wipe it off really good, guys. Wipe your laps off really good. And dry them up as much as you can because you don't want them, rusting up on you. So make sure you wipe them off good. Okay? And then if you're not going to use your laps for a long time, the back of them, lightly oil them. Okay? Just put a nice light oil on them on the back. Because if you don't, they will rust. So just remember that. And when they rust, they can go out of true. When they go out of true, you're never going to have a nice stone. You can guarantee that. And then you can ruin very expensive laps. And if it is rusted and it looks pitted and it's really bad, don't use a lap. Go buy yourself a new lap. Don't take the chance. Trust me when I tell you. Okay, we're going to move on to 3,000. So, put this 3,000 up there. Now, I don't have a 10,000 lap in yet. I don't know what happened, but I guess they ran out. So waiting on that. Waiting on a 10,000 lap. But this ought to get us where we want to go, and then I'll go and put a little shine on it. Let me back this off here, and I gotta go get some more water, and I'll be right back. Oh, I gotta fix my overflow. Empty my overflow, and get some more water. Anybody want a drink? Anybody thirsty? Anybody want a little drink? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go change this out, empty that, and I'll be right back. Oh God, I'm walking with freaking reading glasses on. Am I out of my freaking mind? God, what I do for people, huh? All right. Whew. All right. Stick that down in there. Put this back in there. All right. There we go. All right. We're getting somewhere. I don't know where, but we're getting there. It's the last part that's going to blow you guys' mind. I don't know what. Why this damn thing? Can I tell I don't like that part? I think it's this thing here. It's just. Whatever. Cool. All right. Here we are. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. By God, I'm. Oh, I got to turn that on. Hold on. Here we go. All righty. You guys miss me? Probably not. Is there diamond in that go-go juice? Probably. No, I got a toaster oven. But, you know, the toaster oven, it works when it wants to work. And the toaster works when it wants to work. I changed the water to warm water. I'm surprised nobody asked me. Does it matter if you use warm water or cold water? Well, when it's hot out, my suggestion is use cold water. And when it's cold out, my suggestion is use warm water. There we go. Now, if you put this nozzle towards the end, inside, you'll see that it'll stop pushing the water to the outside. You'll see that. All right, let's give her a little roll. Here we go. You gotta check it every so often, guys. So you have to bear with me. Now, when you get down on these little baby laps like this, guys, I mean, the higher the grit, the finer the grit, you really got to watch your lap because it'll start getting clogged a lot easier. Just remember that. And opals will do it quick. That I can tell you. So, take your time. Make sure you clean your lap good. Don't rush it. You don't want buildup and chips, and because opals are soft, right? So take yourself a couple turns. Watch your lap, because you'll start to see it, right? It'll start getting muddy. Once it gets too muddy, you can see the buildup. Then you want to take your stone off of there and clean your lap again. Otherwise, you get too much buildup and on this machine, I'm running it at about 22.7. So, just to let you know, in case you buy one of these machines. Yeah, I don't want to go no more than that in the depth. I think that's good. Because we're going to start to lose it. Okay? Now it kind of looks like a little bit of a dragon or something. Well, let's change it. Anyway, that's where we're at on this. So I'll just do it a couple little quick facets. Nothing special. Just a couple free forms. We're not trying to be a hero, and we're not trying to be a zero here. We're just kind of working this stone to do whatever we want it to do. But just remember, the harder you press on the stone, the more it's going to take off. And sometimes pressing too hard on the stone when you're cutting it can cause chipping. And that is something you do not want. Not on an opal. Now, the beautiful thing about this one is I can see opal on the back side of the stone now, which is really weird. You can see a layer of it on the back side too, which is really cool actually. So, let's shut this off. real quick because I don't want to cut too much more into it. Let me take a peek. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's got nice depth to it. Now I could try to open up a little window here. I don't know. Let me, you know what? I might open up a little window here. What that means is, in the back of the stone right here, there's still colors in there, but you're going to lose color, you know. That's the problem. You know, you got to be very careful when you're cutting stones because you can lose the color. What I'm going to do is, on the back of the stone, I'm going to try to open it up a little bit and create a window. I got to be careful because I don't want to go too far, right? And maybe you guys will see better. I don't want to open it up too much, though. Just enough where a little light would shine through it. The reason why is when you cut the back of the stone, if it opens up too much of a window, you won't see the colors as good as what you did before when it was all a dark back. So just remember that. And chocolate opals are tricky. You can lose the color of it quick. So you got to kind of be careful how far you go. But I'm trying to find a window. And that's... Oh, yeah, I'm getting into purples now. I don't want to... I just don't want to... God, I don't want to get too deep in there because... Yeah, I better not. Okay, let me shut this down. Bring this up. Alrighty. So, what we got, I'll put a little bit of water on here. I don't know how much of it you guys are going to see. That's the problem because the lighting is... You know what? Maybe I could take this and turn this on. Okay. Can you guys see it better this way? Oops. Put some more water on here before I polish it. Can you guys see this? Try to move it around. There's a lot of color in it still. You see the color in there, the reds? There's some purple in it too. Right there's some blue and purple. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand polish this. I just gave it some free-form facets on the back, nothing special. So let me shut the machine off. And shut this water off. And then I'm going to bring you guys down here. Now, you see this little stone? It's not very big, actually. And I'm going to hand polish it. Yeah. I'll be right back. I got to go get a piece of leather. I'm going to show you guys something. All right. So I'm going to show you something that you can do at home. And you can get diamond paste. I got some more, but I just want to use what I have here. So this is a piece of leather. Right? You can see it's just a regular piece of leather. Right? And you want to take the back side of it, right? The side that you would wear that would be out, not the inner side that's rough. You can use that too. But what I do is I take this side. Now, remember that paste that I got? Oh, God, I took my glasses off somewhere. I don't know where I put them. Oh, well. Anyway, you take this paste, this diamond paste. Now, I usually use a machine to do this, but I want to show you how when you don't have a machine that you can buy some paste and you can do it this way. And takes a little longer, but you know, who's in a rush, right? See the paste? You take a little bit of the paste on your finger and you just rub it on here. Okay? Rub it on. You don't need a lot. Okay? Just a little bit, right? A little bit goes a long ways. Then you take your stone and you put it down on there and you just rub it lightly. So all you're doing is you're just rubbing it lightly. This is what I do for opals, guys. And then you just grab that diamond stuff off there, and you start taking it back, moving it back towards the middle. And you put it back on there and keep working it. Gotta work it, girl. Gotta work it. Oh, you want to see some of the stuff Marianne wants me to do. Yeah, it's tough to see what I'm actually seeing. I mean, if I had a better, I would like to buy a really, really super nice camera, but one of you is going to see it because I'm giving this stone away. Matter of fact, when I cut a stone, every stone that I cut, that nobody asked me, if I'm giving a demonstration, I'm going to give to somebody. If I have to cut a stone for somebody, that's going to cost you, but just showing you and demonstrating that's different. Now, you can see how it's starting to polish those lines off from the lap. And then you just keep doing it. What you got to do, you just got to keep working it. And it takes an ultra long time to do it. So don't get in a rush. It takes a long time to polish a stone. And then once I think I got most of them done, where I got it to where I think that it's good, I go out in the shop and I buff it. But in this case, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I put a little bit too much paste on there, but whatever. Who cares? We can buy more paste, right? And I'm not pushing on the stone, All I'm doing is moving it back and forth. I'm just gliding it across the leather. That's all I'm doing. Gliding it across. Remember that. Just glide it across the leather. Glide it. Get to glide it. No, I'm gliding. I'm gliding. And it takes a while to shine it, guys, this way. It's a lot quicker on a machine. Trust me when I tell you. Then you're going to get some buildup on your stone. And if you're a cheapskate like me and you squeak when you walk, when it comes to buying this stuff, then you just take it off the side and keep trucking. And that, the buildup on the side can tell you if you're pushing too hard too. Just let you know that. You see what I'm doing? Probably not. You see how light I'm pushing? You got one finger and I'm sliding it across that leather. See that? That's all you're doing. And that's just sticking to the end of my finger. And I'm just gliding it across there. See that? That opal looks cool, don't it? Just gliding across there. Are you guys even paying attention? Hello? Frank? And also, you can see the pores in the skin will always have a buildup in it, right? If you're doing it right. Have a ring that your dad made years ago and you're missing a stone? You should get a stone. Get yourself a lap. You know you can hand do this too, right? You can cut stones by hand. And sometimes if I feel like it, we'll start like on a noon time on a Saturday or something, and I'll show you how to do that, how to hand facet. I don't have a hand faceter, but I mean just for opals. We're only going to work on opals for a while. Why? Because if you can get the opal thing under control, then the other ones, well, it'll be a lot easier for you. And you'll see in time. Opals take skill. And if you learn the basics of opal and you learn to control the opal and not overdo it, then you can master just about any stone. Because opals are tough. They are very, very tough. So if you can learn to be patient and learn what you see and how not to cut too much, and because you can lose a lot of your stone. You really can. So you got to be careful. Even when you're using this diamond paste like this, you got to be careful. You know, rub it for a little while and pick it up and look at it. See how it looks. And you decide, how far you want to take it. You're going to have to make that determination. Now, I really don't want to go too much further than that. I really don't. So, now that I got that like that, right? Now what I'm doing is I'm trying to rub it around and spread it out really, really, really thin. So now this is going to build up after a while, right? And we won't have to. It'll take a while. We're doing many stones on this piece of leather. But the microns of diamond will be embedded in it, okay? Just know that. So if you're doing this, okay? Well, this has got this has got freeform facets on the other side, right? So depending on, like, if you're gonna just round this as a cabochon, right? Then it's different. The technique is different. But I'm saying if you're gonna do something like this with an opal, the way that I'm doing the opal, right? Then you're just gliding it across that flat surface. Okay. Now, if you got it opposite like this, and this is the opal, right? Which I'll show you another opal another time and how I do that. But because this is a chocolate opals are very tricky. Very, very tricky. So I'm just showing you if your top is flat and you're just cutting some facets on the bottom just for whatever reason, looks or whatever, then this is the method that I use for freeform opals. Okay. Now, I really put that in there, right? Now, I'll be right back. Once again, I forgot something. Welcome to my world, guys. Welcome to my world. All right. Now, you guys are saying, well, that diamond paste. Well, there's different microns of diamond paste. And I'll show you. So, I use different microns of diamond paste for different things. So you have, you know, different grits, right? This is all oil. All right. So this is a 7. This is a 1. This is a 0.05. This is a 5 micron. And I believe this is 1.5. Yep. And this is 1.5. So there's different, you know, grades of it. And I have other grades than this too. Just to let you know. That there's different grades, different microns. And this is 0.25, which is really, really, really fine. Right. Now, I want to wipe this off one more time. Wipe it down in there, right? Now, this is rouge. Okay? Yes, I did run upstairs. This is rouge. So what I'm going to do with the rouge is I'm just going to rub it in. Generally, I'd have another one that's already worked. And what I mean by worked, it's like a strop. You know, when you're using a strop, after a while, you get it impregnated, right? A strop. So all I'm trying to do is create a little line there, right? And all I'm doing is lightly going across it. I'm trying to polish that out. Just trying to polish it out. And all that is red rouge, like you would use for, you know, jewelry. You know, when you're trying to buff out your gold or your silver. And that's how I do it. Usually I do this on a machine, which would have been a lot faster. But not everybody has the money for machines and all that stuff. So I'm trying to show you that there is other ways of doing it. And this is how I do it. So if you ain't got any money and you just want to try to do it at home, you can do it with a Dremel. And I will show you the Dremel way of doing the stones too, eventually. I'll show you how you don't have to have a big machine like that, a fastening machine. You can do it with a Dremel. It's just a little trickier with a Dremel. You don't buff your silver? Well, shame on you. I always buff mine. I like it shiny. Yep, starting to come out now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And all I'm doing is gliding it, guys. That's all I'm doing. Just gliding it across there. And it takes forever. I don't know if I have enough time on one night to do it, but it's just a demonstration stone anyway. I'm going to show you something else here in a second. Well, a couple of minutes. I'm going to show you something else. Show you the difference between stones. Let me see. Now this is a micro cloth. Taking it down to that level. Try to get it polished out. Because I built up a little bit of that rouge on it, And you start to see the shine start to come into it. See the shine? How it's starting to come into it? So, you got to be careful with an opal. Now, you're asking yourself, Rev, where's all the shine? What happened to it? Well, that's a part of the process that I want you to learn, right? There is a little bit of color left, and you can see it on the edges. But the problem with opals is you got to be very, very careful. Because before you know it, your opal is gone. Now, you remember how big this opal was? Remember? What happened to it? In the blink of an eye, it disappears, don't it? In the blink of an eye, that opal has disappeared. So, the one thing that you want to learn about opals is I don't care what you're using to buff it or polish it, you got to be careful. Because before long, the whole opal's gone and all the color's gone. Because you don't know where you got to be careful because you don't know where the color bars are. Right? And if you rub too hard, if you push too hard, if you cut too much, what ends up happening is you lose all your color. And then when in the end, you see very little color. And then you say, well, what happened to my color? Where did it go? I can tell you exactly where it go. You rubbed it off. You cut it off because you went too far. And I'm doing this so that way you can see it with your own eyes, how it can just go. And you're not hardly using anything, right? You're not using hardly any pressure, and you're losing its color. So if you think for a moment that you're going too light and that you're checking it enough, you're not. You're not checking it enough. And I'm just gliding this. That's all I'm doing. I'm just gliding it across there. But even though you're doing it, there's still inside anything that you use, right? Any kind of polish or anything that you use can act as an abrasive on an opal. That's why you got to be very, very careful. Now, I use the chocolate opal because they're the biggest pain in the rectum, right? And if I show you the hard one and I show you how easy it is to get rid of a color band, and 1 minute you see it and the next minute you don't. Now, there's still color in the stone, but it ain't nowhere near what it was before, huh? And this is how I learned. And these are the same things that I went through and the challenges. When I first started, capping stones and faceting stones, you have to see when you're not even putting hardly any pressure, and 1 minute you got color, and the next minute you have no color or very little color. And you're like, but I wasn't even using any abrasives on it. And oh, yes. Believe it or not, you were. And it can go away. And just because it's a small micron of diamonds doesn't mean that it won't take the color out. And all I'm doing is gliding this on there, guys. That's all I'm doing. See how it's getting nice and shiny? It's starting to buff itself up. There's color in it. See the color in there? You can see the color in it still. It ain't nowhere as much as it was when it started. And that's why I tell you, you just never know what you're going to get out of a stone. In the end, you ain't going to have that much of a stone left. There's very little color. And we went from a woman to a hippopotamus. We went from a lady to a hippo. Look, little hippo. Little hippopotamus. Little hippo. And there's very little color left in that stone. Very little. There's a little bit in there, but not much. Now you say, well, Rev, you just wasted a stone. No, I didn't. I didn't waste a stone, and I'm going to tell you why. Because when you're learning something, it's best that I show you how quickly the color bars can disappear. And the next thing you know, you hardly got any color. Because if I don't show you this, and I don't show you how this happens, now there's a little color in there. You can see that little bit of color in there, right? But hardly any color left. Because with an opal, if you're not paying attention, especially opal, in the blink of an eye, it all disappears. So, the lesson here is you do it 10 times slower than what I did. Everything tonight. Now, I've been doing this for 2 hours and 16 minutes, right? And it should take 10 hours to do a nice opal. I mean, If you're taking your time and you're only using the machines that we have, now there's a little bit of color left in it, but it's not the kind of color that I would like to see. So in the end, we went from a lady to a little hippo. And a little hippo hardly has any color. I don't know if I can get him to come in or not. Now you might get more color out of it, but there's some blues in there and a few greens and a couple reds, but and it can use a lot more polishing too. I mean, it can really use some polishing. I'm going to rub down a little bit and show you something. But when I'm telling you that that is a very thin layer, if we was to cut any more, that is wicked thin. That layer right there, that brown layer, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. I'll show you the thingy. See this little brown area right in here where the hippo is? See it? Oh, that is really, really, really thin. Okay. So we've took it from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, and what do we end up with? A baby hippo. Just a little baby hippo. Now you can polish it a little more if you want. It's just a demonstration to show you how we went from something really big, which I'll show you, something really big, to something really small that doesn't have any color. Now, here's color. Look at the color in that oval. Look. Let me put a little wetness on it. So you can get, look at the color in that oval. Now, would you believe that this started at the same size? Can you imagine that? What happened to it? Let me teach you something. Here's the problem when you're cutting something. You can get so infatuated with what you're doing is it starts this big and it ends up that big, and before long you have nothing. So you have to be constantly taking it away, constantly looking. Take your time. Don't just sit there and go until, you have no stone left. Just don't do it. Now, I'm going to do something with stone too, because I want to show you something. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to preform this, okay, the way that I do it. Okay, and I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to show you, after years of practice, where you can get and you won't lose a lot of color. We lost a lot of color. We still got a little baby hippo, right? I'm going to show you on this stone. Watch. Now, these ain't cheap stones either, but this is the only way that you're going to learn about stones. And how that, yeah, shape. All right, I'm back. Now, I want to show you what I did. So, I have a, you guys probably pour a stone of sacrifice. That's all right. It's a learning experience. Now, when I'm cutting opals and it's in a host rock, this is what I usually do. Right? See this? See how I took all that off? All that excess. See that? And all it leaves is a crystal. Now you're saying, what are you doing, Rev? I'm going to show you. What I've done is now what I'll do is I'll go on this machine up here. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting along the sides. And what I'm going to look for is the depth of this. Okay. So what I'm looking for is how deep does this crystal go down in here? When you got a big host rock, you don't know how deep it's going. This may be only a couple layers thick. And all you're doing is getting a color that's bouncing off of the back of the host rock, right? Let me shut this light off here for a second. So now what we're going to look for is we're going to look for the bars. And I call them bars. They're layers, right? So we're going to take off the sides and we're going to see how thick is this crystal. Okay. Now, this crystal is kind of unique if you look in its shape. So how you shape the crystal has to do with how much depth you have. How much actual crystal do you have? In order to find that, because this is a big fat host rock, I have to take these sides down first to see the depth until I can get to the crystal on the side. Okay? Till I can start to see crystal on the side. And you got to take your time, guys. And this is the right way of doing it. The other way, all we did was dig down in it. And what we end up with? A baby freaking hippo with very little color. Right? And this is what they call the beginner's mistake. What we could have done is exactly what I'm doing right here. You take down the sides until you get to the crystal. And you got to take your time. And then that shows you how much crystal you have to work with. Because you may not be able to go and do what you want to do. You may not be able to even cab it. You may have to just, put a light flat cap on it and round it off a little bit into the host and leave the host in with it. You might not be able to go. Because when you go hog wild, you end up with a little baby hippo. And no color. But that's a part of learning. So, get this bad boy fired up. Get the water on. What I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to change this out. And I'm going to go back to the 1000 grit. And we'll see what we get. Are you guys getting bored yet? Probably. don't blame you. I'd be getting bored too. Now, am I ready to go? Let's see if these guys have been paying attention. Am I ready to go? I'm all set, right? Ready to rock and roll? Did I do everything right? Got through spraying some pot. Does it look right to you? Does this look right to you guys? It's not right. You know why? Look. See this? You guys didn't even catch it. See that? This is a part of the learning curve. Let me put you down here. I don't want to smack you. Got to make sure that that washes on there, guys, before you decide to tighten it down. Just letting you guys know. If not, you'll have all kinds of problems on your lap. See the washer? Always make sure this washer's on if you've got this kind of machine. All right. Here we go. Let's turn it on. All right, plug this bad boy in, and off to the races we go. Guys, see all right? Oh, this is going to be a expensive little lesson, but what I do is I take a little bit and I look. Now I'm looking to see if I'm getting to that crystallization, see? Take a little bit, take a check, and you look. Take a little bit, take a check. We're starting to get into it a little bit. What you want to do is take a little bit of water and you want to start wetting it like this. And you'll start to see little spots. Let me show you. See them little spots like that? Now you can see that you're getting close to the crystal. I know you can't really see it on camera very well, but you start to see little pieces that look like the top on the side. And when you start to see that, you go to the lower bout where you don't see anything, and you start taking a little bit at a time. Just a little bit at a time. And the reason why I'm doing it that way is That way I know how much crystal at the top I got to work with, right? How much crystal, how deep this crystal goes. And then you start working it around. And you start looking to see where the crystal's at. Let me up this water a little bit. I'm going to do it at my speed now. I'm going to work it and I look. See how it's starting to pull in right here? Work it a little bit. Start to see a little bit of crystallization. You move it. Start to see it right there. See that band right there starting to come in? Right there? There's a band depth right there. Oh, yeah. And you start working a little bit more. And you can see the band depth. Oh, yeah, this is a nice stone. Oh, yeah. Working it in, seeing if I'm getting anything. Not close to crystal yet, so I just work it a little bit more. Like 4 or 5 swipes. Still looking for crystallization. I don't see anything yet. Work it a little bit more. Stop. Check your work. See if you see any crystallization. Nothing yet. Work it a little bit more. Now, see that right? I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I'm trying to see it. Right here. See that little rider right there? That means you're starting to get into the crystallization, right? So now I got crystallization here. But I don't see anything here yet. So now I got to work this. Nothing yet. I don't see nothing yet. And I got to be careful when you're doing this. Now I'm hardly even touching this lap, guys. I'm letting the lap do the work. I'm just working it a little bit at a time. And you get a little bit more of that host rock off of there. See that band right there? See it? Yeah, you guys can see it now. See that little crack? It's like a crack. Starting to show how deep it is. But not just that, you can see it on the other side too. So it's not just on one side. So you know that the depth is really the depth. Now the question is how do you form it? And you got to be careful because, man, let me tell you, in a nanosecond, before you know it, you can shift this opal. So you just got to work it lightly. Not take too much off. Just lightly. Lightly work it around. And the one thing about an opal is if you get to a point where you get scared, you need to stop. If it looks really, really good, stop. Don't try to go digging for something until you get good at it, okay? Because otherwise, you're going to dig to China and all you're going to end up with is a baby hippo. And you're going to be mad. Me, I'm not mad because it's, I'm trying to teach you guys. Great thing about this stone is I can see how far the bands go. I'll show you what I mean by that. You see now, when you're looking at the stone, you can see the side. So now you know where you can be at. How do you want to use this opal? So you want to still take down your sides and your bottom. And now look. Look how deep that goes. See how deep it goes? So you might be safe to work on the bottom a little bit. Try to get some of that host rock off the bottom. Because you know what the top is, and you can tell by the size. So you want to take a little bit of that bottom out. Unless you like the host rock. I mean, if you like the host rock, then you can leave it anywhere you want. But the problem with host rock is mostly it's all sand, mud, clay. But if you like it, it's up to you. But you got to be careful, guys, because you don't know how much of that crystal is left in there, right? Now, I can show you something here in a second so that you can see this. Now, opals form differently in their host rock. So you don't know what the shape of it is. So that's why sometimes you want to only go so far until you can look at your rock and tell what it's doing. Because if you take too much host rock off, it might have formed on 19 different angles, right? And then you have no opal left. Because you'll hit that laugh one time and it'll explode it. It will explode that opal. So, and I'm going to show you why you wouldn't do it. You won't go too far on this stone here in a second. I'm going to show you what you got to be careful of and when you need to stop. I can already tell it on this stone. Doesn't mean that you won't get a nice stone out of it. Just means there's a point to no return with some stones. And then it's gone. So only take it so far. And what I'm doing is every time I go one swipe, I'm looking at it. When we get into faceting later on, who knows when that's going to be. Faceting takes a different. It can take days upon days to facet. I'm trying to be ultra careful here because I'm not quite sure the depth. And I've seen these kinds of stones before, and I know where it gets you. All right, let me turn this down and show you guys. And I'm going to turn the light on for this. So, here's the opal. A beautiful opal, huh? Absolutely beautiful. You guys there? Look at that opal. And if you look on the sides here, you guys paying attention? Or am I just talking to myself? You see these lines and how it comes down from the crystal down into the host rock? See how it does that? You see how you see the traveling cracks here, and you can see the crystal, but the host rock. Let me wet this so you guys can see this better. See the crystal? See the crystal? The problem with this is because you can see a little bit here at the tip. See that little bit at the tip? And you can see speckles. It doesn't tell you that this isn't going to go deep into the stone, right? I mean, it shows you that you have nice crystal form here, but it doesn't show you where your color is, how deep this goes, and what you're going to end up with. So you got to be careful. You got to know when you want to stop. And only you're going to know. So you don't want to push it. Now, granted, these ain't the most expensive stones in the world. I mean, it costs a couple of bucks. Just got to bring it to the edge. That's all. Because you don't want to take that color bar out of there. And I mean, one little swipe can take a color bar out. I've seen it a million times. So once you get to the point of you don't know whether you want to go any further or not, you gotta be careful. Got to be careful. All right, let's stop all this stuff here. Well, actually, let me clear this out a little bit. So, shut this off. Shut this off. show you what we got. Actually, let me go whack this stone real quick. I'll be right back. So, I'm going to show you this stone now. Now, we didn't go too far, right? Everybody's probably asking, where did he go? That's right, slow and gentle strokes, right. Now, we didn't go fast, right? We took our time. We went slow. We didn't go too far, right? Here's the difference between the other stone. Well, we just went like madmen, right? Just go, go, go. Let's see what we can get. And this. Look at this stone. Now, look at that. It has color on every angle, right? Look at that. Now I can shape it up a little bit more, but what I'm saying is, see that? We didn't go very far, huh? Beautiful, huh? Now, let me show you something. Look how much of the... This is the most important part, guys. This is all host rock. Oh, it looks like a little leaf in the back. This is all host rock. But when I start to see something that you guys can't see, do you see that little crack right there? There's a little bit of a crack there. And this host rock goes in, if you look, and I'm trying to get it on the right angle for you guys to see this. Oops. Let me see. Shit, there we go, right there. Do you see this V right here? It shows the crystal goes down in the host rock, right? Then you see host rock right here. But when you flip it down, you don't see nothing here. You see the crystal over here. You see the crystal here. And you see the crystal here. Now, if you're a brave soul, you take this host rock out of this area. And then you take the host rock out of this area. And then you take the host rock out of this area. But the problem with that is you don't know how deep that goes. Well, and because it's such a dark stone, it's hard to tell. But I think it's a beautiful stone. Just the way it is. Now, I can take it down a little bit more, you know. I can take it down a little bit more and give it a little bit of a different look. But you don't want to dig too much deeper. I mean, I could take a little bit off here, you know. But you just put it in a deep setting, and it's a beautiful stone. Okay. Tell Mama Dub I said hi. Take care. Thank you for stopping by. Love you, Dub. Take care. Anyway, so now we got actually a nice stone. You know, it's not a bad stone at all. I mean, I could take it a little more when I get ready to put it in a pendant or something like that. But it's workable. But what scared me is when I'm looking down on the stone and I look at the size, I know that it runs deep, but I don't know if I can get this out. So I didn't want to take the chance. So what I do now to put it in a setting or something, I take this bar. You see how it comes on a. See how this is right here? This little gray spot? Well, that's still O's rock, right? What I do is, so that when you're looking at it, is I take this around, make this round, right? Clean this up a little bit and put it down in a pendant. And that way you get all full color flash on the stone. And that way you don't have to worry about digging too deep and ruining your stone and end up with a baby hippo. And you end up with a baby hippo. The baby hippo stone. Because you just keep going and going and going. Which one looks better? I mean, man, look at the flash in that stone. It's nice. That's a nice stone. It really is. Look at that flash. So remember. Oh, that's a beautiful stone. So now it's a workable stone and it's worth some money. Because we took our time. And there's a point of no return. I brought it to the edge. Now I know if I work it little by little, maybe this week what I'll do is I'll work it a little bit, see where I can get it. And I'll show you what it looks like when I get done. Because I have to be patient. I can't. When you get down to the little itsy bitsy pieces that I have to do, I can't be talking to you guys and doing it at the same time. So anyway, here's the baby hippo. The baby hippo, first stone. He became a baby hippo. Anyway, he goes in here. He's the giveaway. So, what we're going to do is, how many people do we have? Can you do me a favor, CLMK? Do me a favor. And remember who was in the chat talking tonight? Can you write it down, please? Who was in the chat talking tonight, everybody? And oh, I'm going to take my time with this one. Absolutely, I'm not going to mess it up because it cost me $75 for those 2 stones. I'm not going to mess them up. These stones here, I don't know if you guys can see them. Show you these. These are nice stones too. Some of them have got really nice color like this one. It's a jelly opal. I preform these. I preformed all these. Jelly opals make really nice faceted stones, believe it or not. But I preformed them. And I'll get to them one of these days too. Jelly opals. We'll cut and facet them. Anyway, so what we're going to do is I think there was like 7 or 8 people. I don't know how many people were talking or who was doing what. But anyway, get me a list if you can, please, and send it over to me. And what I'll do is I'll put everybody's name in a hat. And Mary will pick somebody's name out of the people who are in the chat for tonight. And somebody's going to win it. Somebody's going to win the baby hippo, because the baby hippo was the very first stone that we ever cut on this machine. So somebody will still win baby hippo. Maybe baby hippo ain't worth a lot of money, but for sentimental reasons and being the first class, somebody will get baby hippo. Okay? No, I don't need it now. Whenever. Sometime before Sunday. Because I got auction Sunday. So, sometime before Sunday. And then I'll give it away Sunday. But only for the... Oops. Yeah, let me put you guys up here. But it's only for that's only for the people who were here tonight. We'll give that stone away. The baby hippo. Hold on, I gotta take this lap off here real quick. All right. And that way everybody will... No, just get it to me sometime before Sunday, so that way Mary can pick a name out of the hat for somebody out of the people that were here, and somebody will get baby hippo. And then what we'll do next time is we'll do turquoise or whatever. Now maybe what we'll do is Sunday we'll have a little auction, and maybe we'll do a little as a giveaway. I'll cut something. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what I should do, huh? That's a good idea. Do a little auction for a few hours or something, And then at the end, I'll cut and fasten the stone or something like that. And that'll be the giveaway. That's a pretty cool idea, huh? I think it's a good idea. But this stone is only for the people that were in the party. All right. I'll go back over afterwards and I'll look at the chat. All right, cool. I pretty much know who it is anyway. Well, that was pretty fun, huh? Something different. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Something different. And if you think that we're not going to mess up more stones in the future on purpose, we are. Because I want you to understand different stones, how stones work, how close you can get and how close you can't get with different species of stones, right? Because of the different hardnesses and everything. I want you to learn and see the mistakes that are made, not just try to go and facet and make it look like, oh yeah, everybody can do this, because it's not. You got to see where the mistakes are made in order not to make the mistakes. That's why I did it that way. And I don't care how much this stone was worth. It's worth it to me to teach you if you want to learn, if you want to get into it, or how mistakes are made. Because they're very easily made. In the blink of an eye, you could take a $10,000 stone and it's gone. Gone. So, well, not that you guys are going to get into that, but, people wonder why stones cost so much to buy when they're faceted. Well, because sometimes the rough costs so much, It's just the way it is. So, anyway, somebody sent me a message somewhere. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you for that screenshot. What? Oh, somebody sent me something. What the heck is that? Easter fun money. You're funny. You're funny. Easter fun money. What is that? That's funny. Well, you didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. And I should pay for the rock. Anyway, so what we're going to do is opals are the toughest, right? So your other rocks, believe it or not, turquoise can be a tits up too. Usually whether you guys know this or not, they stabilize turquoise because it can be a little pain in the ass, right? So just letting you know. But this is unstabilized, so we're going to have fun with it. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed yourself. We'll be having a little auction on Sunday. And like I said, if you guys want to, because, it's your channel too, at the end of the auction, maybe I could pre-cut something and then finish it off on the machine. And we'll give that stone away. Something new, right? What do you guys think? Hold hands, sing kumbaya. You guys is crazy. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed yourself. It was fun being able to show you guys. And we'll do this, if you guys want to do this more often, we'll do different stones and we'll do different things and we'll make mistakes. And then I'll show you how you fix the mistakes when you're cutting. And different, like I said, different stones, they're different. Every stone is got its, and then we'll get into some strange stuff later on. I'll show you stones with different axes. They have different strengths and a different axis, right? Like ideolite. Ideolite, if you look up ideolite. It has different strength and different axes. Check it out. You'll know what I'm talking about. But we can do little things like that, and I think people would appreciate it. Some people would appreciate it that comes to the channel, being able to have something that was actually cut live on YouTube. Well, where'd you get that stone? I got it live on YouTube. Reverend Bob cut it. You want to see it? Go check it out. So give somebody a little, something to look at. Something fun. Anyway, it's been great hanging out with you guys, but it's getting late and I got to get up because you guys know I got some projects to do. And go eat my dinner. And I'll catch up with you guys soon. Maybe we'll do something Friday night. I don't know. Have to see how I feel. But definitely Sunday. I'll be getting on. So maybe we'll do it Sunday at 7. 7 or 8. I don't know. We'll see. I think around 7 or 8. Okay? I love you guys. Take care. And I really appreciate everything that you do for the channel. And you guys, Poet and CLMK, you got a package. It'll be going out tomorrow for you guys. And I hope you enjoy it. Because for everything that you've done for me, you guys deserve what's coming. And no crying. Because if you're crying, I'm going to spank you in the butt. I love you guys. I'll catch you later. Take care. Yeah, it's Good Friday. Correct. So we might as well have a good time. Sunday is going to be a little busy, but I do want to do an auction. Because if we're going to do an auction, we need to do it for a good purpose. And I couldn't think of a better purpose than doing what Jesus would do, right? Doing good things for people. And so I'll have a service on Sunday. For some of my congregational members, each one I do separately. So then after that, I'll probably get set up for the auction and do something a little different this Sunday. Alrighty? Take care, guys. I love you. I'll catch you all later. Reverend Bob is out of here. We will see you maybe Friday, huh? Sound good? Guys, let me know. I can tell you one thing. I'm out of here.